Hey Doodle Fam, it's Erin here. I just dropped the kids off at school, went to the gym, did the morning routine with the puppies, and now we are answering some emails and some applications for our deposit list. So we are currently already into late summer, early fall for our puppy reservation list, and it's going so fast. We are so blessed. But let's talk about the rest of the day and what we're going to do. We have a lot of things happening this weekend. We have Shelly's puppies going home, and we have Isla's puppy picking, and we're so excited about that because that means I get to meet new families. So the puppies going home this week, we have to get their snuggle puppies ready. 2 of them are going on a flight nanny, so I have to get things ready for Logan, and they need their baths. So we're definitely going to do that today. We're going to tackle that. 8 puppies, giving them a bath. And then we have to do the personality assessments for Isla's. And so you'll see us do some of their sound stimulation and just talk about the texture of their hair and their coloring and just something that stands out for their personality. So we're going to get the day started. One of my favorite things about Go Home Week is getting everything ready. So these are snuggle puppies, and we send these home with each one of our puppies. It's in their Go Home bag, and it really helps them with their calming features and just being able to remember their litter mates and start to crate train and just be settled at their house. So we have to open these all up. We got 8 of them, and then we start letting the puppies play with them. So it's just another tool in our toolbox to help families just get ready for their puppy. And another thing that we have started to look at is a company called Baxter and Bella. And so it's an online training tool that we interviewed a couple of weeks ago, but we haven't had a chance to watch the videos yet. So we want to do our due diligence and make sure. But the initial conversations that we had with them were really positive, and they do a lot of the same type of training that we do with puppy culture and just really good, like not treat training, but a lot of positive reinforcement training. So they use a combination. Frankie, you need to go potty. Be right back. I'm gonna let Frankie out. All right, you said you had to go potty. Let's go. Okay. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Baxter and Bella. So we have talked to them and we really liked what they had to say. And so I'm going to watch the videos this upcoming week, but we would love to know your feedback. If you have had experiences with Baxter and Bella, put it in the comments, and then that way I can reach out to you and get a full picture. So hopefully it works out because we want all the tools in the toolbox for our families. And one thing that they do that we were excited about was a 2-week puppy boot camp. And so you check in with a trainer every day for 2 weeks. And they help you with crate training, they help you with potty training, basic obedience, all of that. And so it would be really nice for somebody to be able to reach out to you and say, hey, how is it going? Just to get that clarity and know that you're following the right thing. Because if you're like me, you do a bunch of research on stuff, but you get a lot of different answers. So it would be really helpful to just have one concise place to put things and to get all your information and know that it's a good resource. So, all right, these guys are undone, so let's go give them to the little puppies so they can play with them. Now that all the snuggle puppies and the blankets are out here, we're going to give these puppies some free time to play and get their scent all over these blankets and snuggle puppies. And we're going to go do Isla's personalities. so they can be ready for the weekend. Hi, Isla. How are the puppies? Come here. How are you? Ready to look at your puppies? So now that we have a nice fresh mat for me to sit on, we are going to start looking at Isla's puppies for some specific personality cues that we're going to document for the families on Saturday. So they'll get a piece of paper that has all the puppies on it and then just things that we've noticed about them. But from day one, they have their collars on, so that way we can notice different personality assessments. So we're just going to look at each one, and then I'm going to just kind of read my notes out loud as what I've noticed and what I think the families would like to know. So the first one is Miss Purple. So she is definitely one of the most laid back girls that we have. She's probably the chunkiest girl of the two, and she's got nice wavy textured fur. But when we have done our sound stimulations, she has just noticed it and then relaxed really quickly. So she would be great with a family that has small kids or another animal, something that might bring out some more stress in other dogs, but she has been able to take it very well and hasn't had any kind of concerns with that. So the next one, let's see, we got Mr. Red here. So he is, out of the two boys, he is the more adventurous one. He likes to climb on mom. He likes to climb on shoes. When we did a bag of dog food, like for the crinkle sound, he walked right over it without any issues. So he is definitely more outgoing, which we love about him. Now we have a little green collar. So he is the more timid of the two, which is not a bad thing. Some people think that they don't want the puppy that doesn't approach them. In actuality, if I were to pick a puppy, I would want the puppy that didn't approach me because I feel like they're more easily trained and maybe a little less charismatic. So he always stays behind, likes to be with his brothers and sisters, and doesn't get scared of the sounds or the new textures, but isn't the first one to approach it. It might take day 2 or 3 for him to approach this situation. And then the last one that we have in this group is Tan. And so that's our second girl. She is, she's more curly. So that's definitely the first thing that I notice about her. But she loves to cuddle. She is kind of in the middle of adventure. She came with all of the sound stimulations. She would come over to it, approach it, sniff it, but wouldn't climb all over it like Red and Purple. But she didn't stay back like Green, so I call her middle of the road. You can tell she loves to snuggle. She wants to be right up here beside us, and she loves to be with Mom too. So all of them are just the sweetest, and I can't wait for the families to see them on Saturday. So this is the difference between that curly coat and wavy coat. So little Purple here is definitely a wavy. So we're looking for a flatter coat with less S's. And so let me find a curly coat. So this guy is super curly. You see all the little S's on his forehead and on his ears. So he is going to have a really cute curly coat too. So we don't have a preference here, but a lot of families do. So I like to be able to tell them the difference between them. So Isla is wrapping up being a nursing mom. So this is her retirement litter, and it's bittersweet because we don't want her to go, but her guardian family is so happy that they're going to be getting her back soon. But the signs that we see that she's ready to be done nursing is that to get her to lay down to nurse, we have to kind of coax her with some yak cheese or some human cuddles. Other than that, she's ready to nurse them standing up. And so that's a telltale sign that she's ready to wrap up. But soon these guys will go to some goat's milk and puppy mush. So they'll graduate soon. Okay, now that we've got Isla's pad in the wash, let's give Shelly's their go-home bath so they can get ready for their families. All right, we got our first time, our first bath here. So 2 things you want to remember when you're giving a bath is the water temperature, making sure that it's not too cold, not too hot. If it's too cold, they're not going to enjoy it. It's going to be kind of intimidating for them. If it's too hot, it can burn them. So you just want a nice middle ground so they'll like it and relax. And the other thing is find a good shampoo. We love Earth Bath. It has some eucalyptus in it to have like a calming feature, but other ones we like are oatmeal based, anything that's non-tear for puppies. If you are worried or nervous about giving your dog a bath, some helpful hints and tricks that I have seen giving all these puppies a bath is supporting them underneath the chest, like even when they go into the water. Like he's a little nervous, but if I support him underneath here, he seems to relax when he gets in the water. And then another thing that I have noticed is if you have a nervous Nelly, just take your hand and kind of cup the water for their head. Don't put their head underneath the faucet. That would just cause a lot of just kind of emotions and stress that is not really needed. And then take them out when you're lathering them up, so that way they get a little bit of a break from the stimulation of the water. And if you need more, like your soap isn't lathered enough, just take your hand and then just put some on there. A lot of people ask us how often should they bathe a dog, and when they're puppies, I would say no more than once every 2 weeks. If they get into something and they need more, you can definitely do it. But you don't want to dry their skin out, and that can happen pretty commonly in the summertime. A lot of dogs are out being active and they get dirty, but just give them a little quick bath, and if you use one of the puppy formulas or the oatmeal, it's definitely less likely to dry them out. The wintertime, people are less active and their dogs aren't going around as much. And then the other thing you want to check is their heinies. You want to make sure that there's no remnants of poop or anything on their backside that can cause some irritation. They'll lick at it and it can cause a hot spot. So let's get our towel. You did great. And then drying them off, make sure that you get in those ears, underneath their ears, just to make sure that we don't have any leftover water, because that can cause ear infections. So once you learn how to do a bath, it's a lot easier than it seems. So far we've done 6 and we only have 2 more to go. Patiently waiting. I did all the puppies' baths, got a little wet, but she is waiting to go do her progesterone appointment. So I'm going to change my clothes and then we're going to head out the door. Have a great day.